this building, and we believe that it will be made structurally sound. There are some existing deficiencies, as you may expect in a 114-year-old building, but we are confident the structural conditions can be resolved. We have investigated change of use regulations, which we have to under this particular proposal. We've investigated the New Jersey Rehabilitation Subcode, which is the first code that this building goes to in the state of New Jersey. We have a terrific piece of legislation, and because it's an existing building, the building code starts with the rehab subcode. And you don't leave the rehab subcode until it tells you to. We've investigated fire safety and egress, and I've actually had preliminary discussions with our town building construction code officer for this project. I've also
So you've done your due diligence. You checked with Mr. Gardner and the DCA to see if you can configure with these types of windows, correct?
Yes, I checked with Mr.
Then what was the
Gardner, I
result?
checked with the DCA, I checked with the International Code Council, which are the people that actually write the building code. And I further checked with an independent construction code consultant, and we believe that based on the research, that we should this building be approved by the Board of Adjustment, that we will be able to obtain building permits.
He just said all those people, they never testified
What
that.
happens if the board approves it with the windows as configured, and you go to get your construction permit, and Mr. Gardner says, "No, you can't put glass windows there. You have to brick them over." What happens to your design, if any?
Well, several of the rooms, nothing would change because we had I presume we're talking about the buildings on the windows on just the side where we have a zero lot line. As you can see, the 3 units across the front had front windows. We have 1 window in a bathroom. These 2 units either would get reconfigured or, interestingly enough, because it's an R1 use, we're not required to have natural light and air. We could provide natural light if we so desired via a skylight. We can use mechanical ventilation. I would suspect that they wouldn't rent as much, they'd be a slightly diminished desirability. But again, because we're an R1 use, we're under different codes than if we were, say, an apartment or a house. So that's...
I guess what I'm
They
getting
said rent.
We've done bungalows, and sometimes the bungalows have are on the property line, and if you can't put a window there, it affects the feasibility because you can't have it. On a house, you need a window there. So the question I'm asking: will we be able to build this without the windows if we had to?
Yes.
So it's not really a zoning concern then. It's a building code concern. In other words, everything still works without the windows.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Fox.
so they're gonna try to, they'll prove it today, is my bet.
All right,
Any other
we're going.
questions right now from